New documents obtained by the Washington Post reveal Elon Musk plans to gut the social media giant's workforce. Musk, who previously put low-performing workers on notice, reportedly told prospective investors he'd get rid of nearly 75% of Twitter's workforce. That would whittle it down from 7,500 to a skeleton staff of just over 2,000. The deal is scheduled to close by the end of next week. Marie, now Twitter executives deny this is happening. Elon has made comments reportedly about bloat at Twitter. We don't really know where this stands. We do know at a 2,000 skeleton staff that perhaps there'd be issues with child pornography and censoring things that do need to be censored.
Absolutely. I mean, look, I think we've talked a lot on the show about how I don't have a Twitter account anymore and still don't, but have followed this very closely because, exactly to your point, Kaylee, I am concerned that if he cuts down on staff, Twitter is already overrun with, like you said, child pornography, hate, racism, violent threats. I'm sure all of us have received them on Twitter. I'm concerned there won't be enough people to do that. And I'm sure if I worked at Twitter today, I would be sending my resume out because this is a very concerning report.
Yeah, now there's that issue, which, of course, child pornography needs to be removed. Of course, there's the conservative censorship issue, Joe, where I would say if you're going to look to skeleton down the staff, maybe look for the people who said, let's ban one of the largest newspapers in America, called the New York Post, as they reported on Hunter Biden. So maybe start by doing an internal investigation there.
Great point. I mean, I heard that they're actually going to bring down the staff all the way down to 280 characters. I stole that from Twitter. No, look.
You did, didn't you?
Of course. I don't write my own stuff, no. Look, Twitter has always been a horribly run company. I mean, you look at Facebook and you look at Google and you look at all these social media platforms, and their stocks have gone through the roof over the years, and Twitter has always just kind of petered along, right? And that's because the revenues just aren't there. They haven't figured out a way to make money. Plus, there's all the bots, that problem that Elon Musk has brought up. But the fact that they are basically a super PAC for the Democratic Party, as you mentioned, in 2020, and this doesn't get enough play. We became Pyongyang, right? Where here's a legitimate story from the oldest newspaper in the country, daily newspaper, on Hunter Biden's laptop. They have the laptop, they have the emails, and they actually locked out your account, didn't they, Kelly?
Did.
Right?
Yes.
Censored the story 3 weeks before an election. So if you want to change the culture, you got to change the culture. And that means an overhaul of a lot of the employees that were behind this, the inmates for running the asylum, Kayla.
I have total and complete confidence in Elon Musk. I mean, he values free speech. Again, I do think there's a line, but it's very clear that Twitter is coming down on one side of that line.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. And a lot of Twitter employees said that they would quit if Elon Musk bought the company. And it reminds me of when people said that they would move to Canada if Trump won, and then no one did. Because it's like a total empty threat. People have bills, so I'm sure a lot of those employees are deleting that tweet. A lot of this firing, though, if it does happen, isn't just about replacing the old guard with the new. It's financial. Twitter spent $1.5 billion last year on personnel, and he apparently wants to reduce that down to $800 million, which is still wildly high. But if he does want to loosen content moderation, he does need employees that back that as well, or else someone is going to go rogue, and you never know what's going to happen. He needs to trust the people who work for him. Elon Musk owns Tesla, SpaceX, the Boring Company. He's literally sending people to space, and I think Twitter is going to be the biggest headache for him out of all of his companies.
Yeah, and he might have an internal investigation. Marie, there was some reporting from, I believe it was Bloomberg, that one of the elements the Biden administration may be looking at is Twitter and CFIUS. I know this is very complicated government language, but basically foreign investors that are part of this deal, and they may be scrutinizing this Twitter deal. I personally don't have great confidence in the Biden administration when it comes to scrutinizing an Elon Musk deal, but maybe you can reassure me.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think these are important things to look into. Twitter's also had some security violations. I mean, they've had people who were able to get access to personal data, to personal accounts. So I agree with Carly. This is going to be a headache for Elon Musk. It's going to be a headache for all of us, right? Because Twitter is already like an unguided missile in the social media space, and there's so much junk on it, and it's so hateful at times. I just think this is going to make it even worse. And people might look elsewhere or just might go off of it. There are these other competing platforms that we've all talked about. None of them are as big, but I do think this is a headache, and I don't like where this is going.
Well, we will see. I hope it goes towards free speech.